Your father loved you. That is why he lied. Not malicious lies. Protective lies. He looked at the world and decided you should not see it clearly. So he gave you rules. Work hard. Be honest. Be kind. He believed those rules would keep you safe. But safety is not the same as survival. Your father taught you checkers, but the world is playing chess. You followed the rules. You stayed honest. You stayed fair. And slowly, you noticed something strange. The people who win rarely play fair. You tried to be good, and the world rewarded you with exhaustion, disrespect, being overlooked, because you were sent into a forest of wolves, trained to behave like a sheep, kind, polite, predictable, perfect prey. But something changed. At some point, you felt it. A quiet suspicion. A question forming in the back of your mind. What if the rules are wrong? What if being good is not a virtue, but a handicap? Tonight, we replace the old map, the one your father gave you. A map drawn for a softer world, a slower world, a kinder world. This world is different. This world respects one thing: power. What you are about to hear is not moral advice. It is survival strategy. These are the lessons Machiavelli would teach his son. If he wanted him to survive the real world, some men will reject them. Most men will ignore them. But a few will recognize the truth instantly. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Your father told you something that sounded noble. Work hard, and you will be rewarded. It sounds fair. It sounds moral. But the world is not a moral machine. It does not measure sweat. It measures results. Imagine two bridges, one built by a saint, one built by a tyrant. The saint worked hard. He meant well, but his bridge collapsed. The tyrant built one that lasted 1,000 years. History does not reward effort. History rewards outcomes. There is a disease in the modern mind, the labor illusion, the belief that pain equals success. You see it everywhere. Men destroying themselves, working 80 hours a week, waiting for applause that never comes. The universe does not care how tired you are. It does not care how noble you tried to be. It asks only one question: did it work? If you achieve the same result with 10% of the effort, through strategy, through leverage, through intelligence, you are not lazy. You are superior. The hardest worker in the room is often the weakest player. Because he confuses effort with effectiveness, Machiavelli would laugh at this mistake. The man digging with a spoon while another man uses an excavator is not honorable. He is inefficient. Stop asking, how hard am I working? Start asking, how effective am I being? The world does not pay you for your time. It pays you for the magnitude of the problems you solve. Your father taught you to be the mule. Machiavelli teaches you to become the rider. Your father told you something beautiful. Always be kind. Turn the other cheek. Forgive people. And maybe they will become better. It sounds noble, but in the real world, kindness without strength is interpreted as weakness. When someone crosses your boundary and nothing happens, they learn a lesson, not the lesson you hoped. They learn this: You are soft. They learn this. There is no cost to disrespecting you. Half measures create enemies. A wounded enemy is the most dangerous creature in the world. Because now, he has pain, he has time, and he has a reason to destroy you. Machiavelli never said, "Be cruel for pleasure." He said something else. If you must strike, strike completely. Do not wound the enemy. End the conflict. Remove the threat. Close the door forever. Sometimes cruelty is not violence. Sometimes cruelty is distance. Blocking the number, closing the door, walking away. Without explanation, without apology. Here is the paradox. True kindness requires power. If you cannot destroy, your kindness means nothing. It is not mercy. It is helplessness. But when people know you could end them, and you choose restraint, that is when respect begins. Your father told you something comforting. Just be yourself, and people will like you for who you are. But Machiavelli understood something deeper. The world does not see who you truly are. It sees what you appear to be. Human beings are not careful observers. They are signal readers. They do not study your soul. They scan your posture, your voice, your silence, your clothing, your confidence. And from those fragments they build a story about who you are. Reputation is not discovered. It is constructed. Every great leader in history understood this. They built myths, legends, symbols, because people do not follow men. They follow stories. Your father told you, show your emotions. Be vulnerable. Be authentic. But power requires editing. When you are afraid, show calm. When you are uncertain, show silence. When you are chaotic, show order. The world does not reward authenticity. It rewards perception. A man who appears powerful is treated as powerful. A man who appears weak is treated as expendable. So, remember this. The world is a theater, and every day you step onto its stage. You can walk out there as the man you used to be, or you can design the man the world will respect. If that realization just clicked for you, leave a single word in the comments. Power. Not for me. For yourself. Your father taught you a comforting equation. Do good, and good will return. Help people, and one day they will help you. It sounds fair, almost poetic. But the world is not a karma machine. You lend money. You sacrifice time. You carry someone through their darkest moment. And when your turn comes, they disappear. You ask the question every betrayed man asks. After everything I did for them, how could they? Machiavelli understood something brutal. Gratitude is fragile. Need is permanent. People forget favors. People resent debts. But people never forget who they depend on. If you want loyalty, do not rely on love. Rely on necessity. Become the keystone. The one piece that holds the structure together. Remove the keystone, and everything collapses. When you are liked, you are optional. When you are needed, you are protected. The man everyone likes can be replaced tomorrow. The man everyone needs becomes untouchable. Your father told you, give everything. Be generous. But Machiavelli warns you, never give all your power away. Always hold something back. Knowledge, access, skill. Because the moment a man no longer needs you, he no longer respects you. Your father taught you to be one thing: straight, honest, predictable. He believed consistency was strength. But Machiavelli saw the flaw immediately. In a world full of traps, predictability is death. The lion represents power, force, presence, the ability to end a conflict instantly. Sometimes the world does not require negotiation. Sometimes it requires teeth. But the lion has a weakness. He cannot see traps. That is where the fox enters. The fox survives not through strength, but through perception, patience, cunning. In politics, be the fox. Read the room. Watch their eyes. Listen to what they do not say. The fox does not fight every battle. He chooses when the battle is already won. But when the moment comes, you must become the lion. No hesitation, no negotiation, no uncertainty. A single display of overwhelming strength can prevent 100 future attacks. The man who is only a lion is a brute. The man who is only a fox is a coward. But the man who becomes both is something else. A strategist, a ruler, a king of the game. Your father raised you for a world that does not exist. A world where people play fair. A world where honesty protects you. A world where good intentions lead to good outcomes. But the world you live in is something else entirely. Half the people around you are selling illusions. The other half are looking for opportunities. Not because they are evil, but because they are human. Self-interest is the default setting of mankind. Your father told you strangers are just friends you have not met yet. Machiavelli would disagree. Strangers are variables, unknown motives, unknown loyalties, unknown intentions. Trust is not a strategy. Verification is. Contracts, boundaries, leverage. Not because you are cynical, because you understand human nature. Your father taught you to paint over cracks, to say he didn't mean it. She was just emotional. They are having a bad day. But reality whispers something else. Believe what people show you. The man who assumes everyone is good is not noble. He is blind. The man who understands human nature is not paranoid. He is prepared. And preparation is the foundation of power. Your father told you to be liked, to be warm, approachable, easy to love, because he believed love was the strongest force in human relationships. But Machiavelli asked a darker question. What happens when love disappears? Love is emotional, and emotions are unstable. People love you when it is convenient, when you agree, when you make them feel good. But the moment their interests change, so does their love. Love asks nothing. That is its beauty, but also its weakness. Because when people love you, they stay only as long as they want to. Fear works differently. Fear creates boundaries. Fear creates consequences. When people know there is a line they cannot cross, they behave differently. Machiavelli did not say, "Be cruel." He said something smarter. If you must choose between being loved or being feared, choose fear, because love can vanish overnight. But fear is disciplined by consequence. The wise ruler understands the balance. Do not be hated, but never be harmless. Because the moment people believe you cannot enforce your boundaries, your authority evaporates. Your father told you, be careful. Play it safe. Do not take unnecessary risks, because safety felt responsible, logical, wise. But Machiavelli noticed something strange. History is not written by careful men. The safe path is crowded, predictable, comfortable, and full of people waiting for permission. But opportunity rarely lives there. Fortune is like a dragon. It guards what you want: power, wealth, freedom. But dragons do not reward the timid. Machiavelli believed fortune favors the bold. Not reckless men, but decisive ones. The men who act while others are still debating. The greatest opportunities always look dangerous, uncertain, impossible, which is exactly why most people never touch them. There is a moment when a man must choose: safety or growth, comfort or power. And if this idea about courage changed the way you see opportunity, let this perspective travel. Pass the insight forward so others can see it too. Your father told you money is not important. Character matters. Integrity matters. Kindness matters. And he was not wrong. But Machiavelli would add something: without resources, virtue is powerless. Money is not just currency. It is leverage. It buys time. It buys options. It buys freedom from the desperation that traps most people. When you have no resources, every decision is forced. You work where you must. You tolerate what you hate. You stay where you are disrespected. Not because you want to, because you cannot leave. Money does not guarantee power, but lack of money almost guarantees dependence. And dependence is the silent prison most men live inside. The wise man does not chase money for vanity. He builds resources for autonomy, for protection, for the ability to walk away from anything that diminishes him. In the language of power, money is not greed. It is infrastructure. It is the fuel that allows strategy to become reality. Your father taught you to speak up, explain yourself, defend your intentions, clarify misunderstandings, because he believed communication solves problems. But Machiavelli noticed something most people miss. Words are also weapons. The more you speak, the more information you surrender. Your fears, your plans, your insecurities, your intentions. Every unnecessary word is intelligence handed to your opponent. Silence creates pressure. When you stop talking, something strange happens. People rush to fill the void. They explain more, reveal more, confess more. Silence also protects you. When you are angry, silence prevents mistakes. When you are uncertain, silence buys time. When others are emotional, silence keeps you in control. The loud man reveals his strategy. The reactive man reveals his weakness. But the silent man remains a mystery. And mystery creates psychological power. So remember this: the most dangerous man in the room is rarely the loudest. It is the one who listens, observes, calculates, and speaks only when the moment belongs to him. Your father told you, be a good man, do the right thing, and people will understand you. They will respect you. They will appreciate you. But Machiavelli saw something many men learn too late. The moment you stop living for approval, something strange happens. People become uncomfortable, because independence is threatening to those who live by consensus. They will say, you are arrogant, cold, selfish, too ambitious, too distant. But these accusations are often just the sound of other people's insecurity. Every man who builds something real walks a lonely road for a while, because the crowd does not recognize a vision until it succeeds. If you try to be understood by everyone, you will become average. predictable, safe. But the man who builds power accepts something. Misunderstanding is the price of independence. So stop explaining your vision to people who cannot see it. Stop shrinking to fit their expectations. History was never shaped by men who needed permission. Your father told you, never abandon people. Stay loyal. Stay committed. Stand by those who stood by you. And loyalty can be a beautiful thing. But Machiavelli saw the danger hidden inside it. Not everyone who started with you is meant to finish with you. People grow. Paths diverge. And sometimes the direction of your life changes faster than the direction of your friendships. Some people love you but hold you back. Not intentionally, but inevitably, because the life they are comfortable with is smaller than the life you are building. Growth requires pruning. Every strong tree drops branches that no longer serve it. Not because the tree is cruel, but because survival demands it. The wise man does not measure wealth by how many people stand around him. He measures it by the few who stand beside him when power and pressure arrive. Sometimes the most difficult decision is not fighting enemies. It is walking forward without everyone you once knew. But remember this: the man who chooses his circle carefully chooses his future. Your father did the best he could. He gave you his rules, his beliefs, his warnings, his hopes for the life he thought would keep you safe. But here is the truth few men ever face. The world that shaped him is not the world that shapes you. The strategies that protected him may not protect you. And if you follow every rule without question, you inherit his limitations. Most men never escape this. They spend their entire lives trying to live a script written by someone else. A script they never questioned. Real power begins when you do something terrifying. You think for yourself. You question everything. You decide what rules are worth keeping. Respect your father. Honor the lessons that made you strong. But understand this: a man does not become powerful by repeating another man's story. He becomes powerful by writing his own. This journey into power does not end here. Every lesson reveals another layer of human nature, another strategy, another truth. So, if this path of psychological mastery speaks to you, stay close. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and walk the next lesson with us.